Hey guys, it's Ray, and we are streaming blacksmithing. Hopefully that wasn't too jarring. I've got a intro video now, and so I figure we can kind of start with that a little bit. And I'm hoping that the transition was good. Evening Dark, welcome in. All right, so today we are going to be, oh wow, I forgot to change my title, but that's all right. So we are going to be doing some finesse work with our silverware that we've been working with. So we've got our fork, our knife, our knife and our spoon. And so what we're going to do today is we are going to continue working on our knife, increase the length of the handle on here, and then also kind of continue shaping this knife shape. It's a little bit on the thick side, so we can kind of draw that so that it's a little bit thicker. And then also we can kind of shape this a little bit better and a little bit easier. I would also like to draw out some of this thickness in the fork handle, so that we're going to work on that a little bit today. Also, the fork is kind of curved this direction, or this direction if you want to go the other direction. So we're going to fix that curve, straighten it out a little bit. And then from there, we are going to take this spoon. I'm pretty happy with the handle that we got on it, but I'm a little less than happy with the bowl from the spoon itself. So we're going to take this back over to the swage block, and we're going to kind of try and reshape this bowl so that it'll hold a little bit more liquid. And that is our goal today. So first things first, we are going to start the forge. This one is a little bit on the empty side, but I think it's got enough in it that we can start with that, and then we'll go to our tank from last week, and we'll finish off the stream with that. So let's get started. It is 60 degrees today, and because it is 60 degrees, everything is working absolutely beautifully. The forge is going to start real nice and easily, like so. And the light turned on, and I'm not freezing, so I'm pretty thrilled. Pretty darn thrilled. So the first thing that we're going to put in to heat up is this knife. So we're going to continue working on the blade of this knife at first, and then we'll flip it over after a little bit, and we'll start drawing down that handle a little bit further. So we'll start there. And then I think maybe we'll work on our fork after that. So I will keep that over here so that it's nice and at hand. All right. So how was your weekend? Was it good? My weekend was kind of catching up from last weekend. We had some sickness in the family, so we didn't get to do a lot last weekend. So the weekend before last. So this last weekend we did a few running some errands and that sort of thing. That way we, were able to get our adulting done that we needed to do. I was at work for good, or so good for me. Yeah, work is always fun. So welcome in, everyone. I'm glad you could join me today. So, I am starting to get a few more things to add to our stream. As some of you may have seen, I now have an intro screen and I also have an outro screen. So that way, when I start the stream, you guys don't have to like watch me kind of fumble around with the like starting the stream and like messing with the computer and everything like that. I'll just be lurking around for the time being, if you don't mind. That is great. Go for it. We always enjoy the support, and you're welcome to come in and out as you please. So yeah. We also have a new lurk command, so you can do !lurk, and it will let everyone know that you are lurking. We have a few other new commands that I've added to the stream. Like I said, we have a new lurk command, and we also have a strike command. So if I injure myself, if I burn myself, if we make a large mistake, you guys can type !strike, and it will track how many times I've messed up. And once we hit 3 strikes, then I'm out. So I need you guys to help me track them, but we don't want to get to 3. So we've got the new command for you guys, and so you guys can kind of participate a little bit further. We have the new boom emote that we have added to the stream. So that is available. Welcome in, Ping. Oh, wait. It was Nightbot. Awesome. It works. That's exciting. And then, what is the other command I added? Oh, I added a command so that we can reset the count, so that it doesn't just keep going up from after we hit 3. So that is also available for you guys to use. Like I said, there is a new boom emote that is an animated emote for our subscribers. That one is when I light the forge, there's always a slight temporary, I guess a miniature explosion when the gas in the forge meets the flame. So sometimes it kind of violently ignites, and so we got a really good video of that, and I made it into an emote for you guys. So yeah, you'll be able to check that one out and use it if you are a tier 1 subscriber. So some of the other subscribers, when they get in here, they might want to play with that a bit. Let's see, what else do we have that we've added? Like I said, I've added an outro. So as another added bonus of being one of my subscribers, I have added your usernames to like a credit section in my outro. So it's got my subscribers, it's got my socials, and then it's got kind of like a little bit of an animation for, when we're rating people. So that's available, it's available for you guys to, add your name to that screen. And I really want to thank all of my subscribers and give back to them a little bit. A lot of credit goes to them for my continued effort here. So I want to thank you all and have, something to kind of commemorate that. So if you'd like to add your name to that list, feel free, you don't have to. I enjoy all of your presence, whether you are able to subscribe or not. So it's going to take a little bit further, or a little bit longer to heat up the knife. So we are, actually, I don't have my apron on, so I'm going to put on my apron real fast. And then we will keep on keeping on. So I have started posting some YouTube shorts on the YouTube channel, and so I've got 2 up so far. So those are like little 1.5 to 2-minute videos that I've got going. They're just like little clips that we've got from the stream. I'm going to try and post one of them for each of our streams. So that'll be about 3 a week. So I'm going to try and feature some some viewer questions and like some really important information for the stream and for blacksmiths, like beginners and intermediate. So that is kind of where that is. And this week we're going to start editing and posting some of these condensed tutorial type videos for our silverware. So I think the spoon is probably going to be the first one, because I think that's the one that's going to be done first. And so look forward to that. Let's see, have we got enough heat yet? We've got some heat, so let me turn on the other camera. Alrighty. And we will start hammering. It helps when I press the right button on the capture card. So yeah, welcome in, you guys. I'm really happy to see you guys. It is 60 degrees today, and that is absolutely gorgeous. It's been so cold for the past couple days, the past couple streams. And yeah, it's just, I'm so happy that, you know, spring is right around the corner. We've probably got a few more really cold days eventually, but I think the warm is probably gonna stick around for a little bit. Shell Shock Shotgun. Time for some metal banging ASMR. Welcome in, Shell Shock. And yes, we will be doing some ASMR blacksmithing. Right now we are making some silverware. So I will be doing a little bit of, you know, talking about what I'm up to and stuff. But I will try to be a little bit more quiet when I'm actually doing the hammering. It makes it a little bit easier to edit it in the end, and yeah. Welcome in, Mahalo, welcome in, hi there. So I am so happy to see you guys joining the stream. I love seeing you guys come in. So we've been really busy with the stream. We've added several new features to make ourselves look a little bit better, or to, you know, make it look a little bit more professional and stuff. So we have an intro video and an outro video. So hopefully you guys will be able to see those and you'll like them. The intro video is kind of like iffy. I mean, it covers some of me starting up the stream, but a lot of people trickle in throughout the stream, so it'll probably be a little less prominent in the actual stream, and maybe more prominent in like if you're going back to watch the VODs later, or like in the raw YouTube videos. So I'm pretty excited about that. Yes, we have lots and lots of blacksmithing related emotes. We've got the hammer and the anvil. We've got a forge. The clanging. So the clanging, it comes from when I'm editing our videos. I tend to do like a condensed tutorial-esque version of our videos that I upload up to YouTube. And when I'm doing that, I actually have like a my software has an AI feature that will create an AI transcript of the script of everything that I say on the stream. And so when I have the hammering, like the hammering noises, it interprets that as clanging. So it's got the little parentheses clanging, and that's kind of cool. So I thought it'd make a really good emote. So I am always really interested to see if there's any more emotes that you guys can suggest. I'm starting to like run out of ideas. I've got quite a few now, but I really need some like tier 1, 2, and 3 subscriber tier emotes. So if you guys got any ideas for that, I would love to hear them. All right, let's get back to some forging. So I'm figuring later on it's going to get really warm as the forge heats the room up. I've got my door like wide open, my door that I use for ventilation. So hopefully some of that like wind will come through and cool it down in here a little bit. We might end up losing the sweatshirt a little bit later. So I'm really excited about the weather. It makes it really easy to come out here and like just work because it's not too hot, it's not too cold, it's perfect. I love the fall weather and the spring weather for forging. So I'm going to kind of turn up the forge a little bit. It's a little bit on the lower side. I'm going to have to change the tank at some point during the stream because that one's a little on the low side. It's got a little bit left in there and I'd like to use that little bit extra, but we will definitely have to change it today. Did you figure out your press jack? Was that just too cold or was it actually broken? I did figure out what happened with the sound. It's back to normal, isn't it? What happened was I didn't actually like click it in all the way. I thought I had, but when I went to bring the camera in after the stream, it clicked in more, and so hopefully it's back to normal. Oh, audio? Yeah. As far as the press, I don't know. I mean, we could totally take a look at it. You guys want to try it? Let's see. Nah, that's the jack itself. I'm gonna need to replace it. Yeah, I'm really thinking I'm gonna need to replace that hydraulic jack. So yeah, we're just gonna buy a new one. So I'm not, or it'll probably be within the next week or two. I'm hoping that we can get that replaced, but it's kind of always up to budget and seeing like if there's any extra expenses on our plate. So it's kind of, I gotta juggle money around a little bit. But yeah, it's looking like it's still broken. But I mean, it's one of those things where like you buy a tool at Harbor Freight or like a cheap tool place, and then you use it until it breaks, and then you replace it with a really good one. That way you don't spend an arm and a leg on a tool that you aren't going to use enough. So that's kind of what I do with any new tool that I'm gonna get. Like if I know that I'm gonna use it because like, you know, it's essential for my process, like a leg vise or an anvil or a hammer or something, I'll buy a really good one. But if it's something that I'm not entirely sure about, like, you know, maybe I'm not sure if I'm gonna, you know, want to use the press all the time, or like if I'm not sure if I want to use like, you know, like a router or some kind of like woodworking tool, I kind of buy the cheapest way or the cheapest version of it that I can do, and then I'll use it until it breaks, and then I'll get a really good one. So I'm kind of saving my pennies and pitching them together so that we can get a much better bottle jack so that it'll work really well for us. Jacked emote, you added big muscled arms on the jack. That could be one. Quenched, you have a hot piece of metal being dipped in a nice glass with cold ice cubes. That's also a really good one. Those are really good ones. Greetings, says Ping. Hi, Ping. Welcome into the stream. We are kind of discussing sort of like any interesting emotes that people are suggesting. We've got a few new ones that are in. 400% of my goal on KoFi. Wow. Someone donated. Thank you so much for your donation. Thank you so much. That was very unexpected. Let's see if I can pull that up so I can see who actually donated and thank them properly. It says Mahalo has donated. More goodies for the shop. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much, Mahalo. That was so kind of you. Thank you so much. Awesome. That will really, really help in the shop. That's like, I don't know, a half to a third of the new jack. I will definitely put that to good use. Thank you so much. All right. So let's get back into forging some more metal. What do you guys think about that? Like the forge is a little bit on the colder side, so I might have to change the tank a little bit faster. And we're gonna put this back in the forge and draw out this tail a little bit further. It's really, really thick right here, and I've got like this really, really meaty section there. I want to kind of lengthen this piece out so it's a little bit closer to the length of our spoon. So I think we've got plenty of area and thickness that we can get that out in there, lengthen that out. All right. So the other thing that we're going to add into the forge is we're probably going to put the spoon in there too. That way we can kind of fix the bowl a little bit. When I kind of look down the center of the spoon itself, and we can kind of, if I change to about here, I can kind of, let's see if I can. Okay, so you can kind of see that the bowl is a little bit shifted this way, and I want to kind of straighten that out a bit because it is kind of twisted. And there's also the issue that the tip of this guy is it's not tilting up enough. So if we were to use this to scoop soup out, it'd come out the end of it. And I really want to make sure that you can grab onto all of the soup or the milk that we're using the spoon for. So I'm going to put this in the forge, and we will work on that bowl a little bit. So let us see. We've got lots of amazing things that are coming for this stream. I'm really excited about it. So for our next project, we are going to be doing a paper clip. That's kind of been a long time coming. It kind of got put to the end of our list, but I got my first negative comment was on my YouTube was about how I had done a straight bottle opener, and it was really, really simple. And the comment was, what's next? A deep dive into a paperclip. And so I really actually thought that was a really good project. So we are definitely going to do a paperclip as our next project. So I'm hoping that we'll be able to start that on Wednesday. And then once we're finished with the paperclip, we're going to start working on another set of tongs. So with Mahalo's donation and some other money that I have squirreled away, I think that we should be able, within the next week, so by like next Monday, a week from today, we should be able to get a hold of a nice new bottle jack, and maybe we can do the next set of tongs using the bottle jack like I promised for the last set, and I was unable to deliver. So let's do that. That'll be the next project, and I'm really excited about that. So once we're finished with that set of universal tongs, I need some more projects. So I am always looking for suggestions on projects to do. So yes, I'm excited. So yeah, if you guys have ideas for blacksmith projects, we could do handles, we could do some more leaves, or hooks. Some of the basic projects we could redo some of those, or we could do something a little bit more complex, like maybe like I'm not sure, maybe like a more elaborate hook, kind of similar to the bird feeder hanger that we've done, but maybe something like, I don't know, maybe a shelf, because you've got those like shelf hangers, and maybe we can make some of those. So if you've got any other project ideas, I would love to hear them. And yeah, so you guys can post those on the Discord, or you can post them in chat, and I'll write those down. because I'm really looking forward to continuing to stream, and I need some more content. Ping, I'm really liking the way those animated emotes look in the chat. So I'm really looking forward to seeing more of those. I think they're really nice. I would like to do another couple of those. Because I think I'd like to do, you know, some of the suggestions that we got today, like the quenching and the idea for the quench and the idea for the jacked emote. Those are really, really good ideas. I'd like to do those, but I think they might look better as kind of more cartoony than the more animated or like the more video quality ones that I've been doing for those. So maybe we'll do some more cartoony ones and add those. So we could probably add those as we could either add those as non-animated or we could animate them. Let's hit stuff with hammers. Moundo Meal, welcome in. But yeah, thanks for joining us. We will be what do we got? Oh wait, how did I ended up pinning a comment? That's kind of weird. Unpin this message. There we go. But yeah, let's hammer some. Well, we will after the ad. I've got about 30 seconds until the next ad, and I promise we will hammer some hot metal after the ad starts after the ads are over. I want to make sure that people that don't have turbo are able to see all of the heats. So very, very shortly we will get into hammering. Yeah, we're hitting the ads. Sorry about that. They are positioned specifically so that I remember to refresh my camera clips, because I record all of our sessions with I record them to SD cards so that I have clean visuals in case there's like lag or anything like that in the VOD. So that way I can kind of I can edit a clean version for YouTube. So I will do that right now while I'm thinking about it. Refresh that clip. And we will refresh that one. There we go. Not your dad's steak knife, definitely. Not your dad's steak knife. We are actually doing a butter knife, or I guess a table knife. So like, you know, your fork, knife, and spoon set. So it's not like a sharp one. It's kind of a dull one for spreading butter or peanut butter or jelly. Making myself hungry. So yeah, today has been pretty interesting. I've kept myself pretty busy. I finally was able to kind of figure out how to put intro and outro videos together, and I'm really excited to show you guys those. So we did that today, and we made a YouTube short. So I'm pretty happy with that. Hopefully that'll get us some more views and grow our community. So I put all of our socials and stuff, so directing people back to the Twitch. That way, you know, we can bring the people from YouTube who enjoy blacksmithing to our community here on Twitch. Nice round edges to get the hood stuff from the bottom of the jar. Yes, Yes, definitely the hood stuff. So yeah, it's really nice to be able to like scoop in those like little corners and like right underneath of like where the lid goes, because there's always that little shoulder, and I want to make sure that we we can kind of scrape in there and get that stuff. So no, we don't have to waste any of the yummy peanut butter and jelly. All right, so it looks like our ads are done. So let's get to hammering. All righty. Opportunity to kind of center the blade onto the handle. There's still a bit of extra meat here. These kind of like shoulders is what I like to call them. So we've got plenty of space that we can kind of shove over towards the end and create a much longer handle, because right now our handle is pretty short, and I've got some small hands, and I think this handle would be a little short for me. So I want to make sure that even people who have much larger hands than me are able to kind of use this knife. So we're going to keep on drawing that out. And there is a bot. Let's see if I can't figure out how whoop, Ping's got him. Awesome. Thank you so much, Ping. Ping is an amazing moderator. Always gets my bans before I have to. So thank you so much. Beep, beep, boop. All right. So now I'm going to grab the spoon out of the forge, and we're going to kind of take it over to the swage block. So this is the swage block. I'm kind of going to put it this way, though. I'm thinking the part of the reason that we kind of lost a little bit of that, the tip, is that we kind of used this guy backwards from the shape of what it was. So I think we're going to use it this direction. All right, so I don't know that you guys can see this, but maybe if I kind of go like this. Can you guys see it now, maybe? There's this nice guy right here, and I kind of used, I've had the handle this way, and so this guy kind of, the tip didn't end up getting curling enough, so we're going to try and use this at the tip. If I can tip this back correctly. There we go. All right, so let's try this. it at first. But I think we're actually starting to make some good progress. We're definitely going to have to kind of grind out the round shape on that a little bit further, because right now it's kind of jaggedy because of uneven hand forging. But we'll be really, or it'll end up pretty decent at the end. So we'll put that back in. That worked nice on the spoon. It did work so nice on that spoon. And it is the perfect place to store eggs. Mound of Meat said, perfect place to store the precious eggs. Yes, that is exactly the correct shape for the eggs. And, you know, it's perfect so that, you know, we got to make sure that we don't break the eggs. They're so expensive right now. So expensive. Sometimes I wonder if the eggs are actually like, if it's the bird flu or if it's actually like a little bit of price gouging too with the excuse of bird flu. And I'm not entirely sure. Some people say it's just the bird flu. Other people say it's a little bit of gouging. And some people say it's both. So I don't know. All I know is I don't really want to pay $7 for eggs. I don't like them all that much, but like I still, every once in a while, I feel like I need an omelet or like, you know, like a cake or something. And so I have to buy eggs, and I want to make sure that, or I want them to be cheaper. Right now they cost a mint. All right. So it looks like our forge is starting to slow down. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the tank real fast, and then we'll get back to forging. And I'm pretty excited. Oh, I don't know why I was going to change the view. It's not that big of a thing. I wonder what that is. I hear a hissing sound. It's coming from my air compressor, though. So it's not coming from the gas tank. It's coming from the air compressor, which is so much better. I'm definitely glad that it is coming out of the air compressor and not the forge. Yeah. I'm okay with oxygen leaking, or I mean air leaking. I'm not okay with propane leaking. That would suck and be dangerous. Let's see if I can get this really quick. You know what I should do? I should totally put on like a timer so you guys can like kind of time me when I am changing the propane tank. See how fast I can get it done. Is it that one? This one? Or is it that one? Which one is it? I think it might be this one. We're gonna go with this one. Which one is it? Which hose is it? Because I will need to, when I replace the bottle jack, I'll need to make sure that I got the right, or like that the hoses are all nice and tight and aren't leaking. But this one seems like it's, I think it might be leaking. Where is it leaking from? Not sure. All right. So that should be good. We'll turn that on and we'll start it back up. There we go. Start her back up. And we are back in business. So what do you guys think? Do you want a timer and do you want to time me when I'm doing the propane change? Cost of mint is such a Smithy thing to say. Yeah, it is. Some of those bird farms are too big for their own good. They lose so much flu when the flu goes through. Yeah, they are too big. Because, I mean, if they didn't have as many birds, then it wouldn't packed up tight in those, like, coops, then it wouldn't transmit as far. I do need some magnetic labels for my bottles. That's amazing and a great idea. I have so many tanks. Like, there's 4 over here. There's 1 there that's actually hooked up to the forge, and I have 1 outside. So I actually have 6 propane tanks that I kind of rotate through. And yeah, I have way too many. I think I need to, like, move a few out of the way and maybe, like, put them in, like, areas that are, you know, not immediately in my vicinity. So maybe I'll put some of them in the cold shop. That way, you know, I have the propane for the cold shop if I need that, for soldering and things like that. But yeah, it's like when you tell somebody that you're a blacksmith and you use propane, the first thing they go is, I have an old propane tank from my grill. You want it? And, you know, or if they have like an anvil or something like that, oftentimes they'll just give you stuff that's blacksmithing related. So sometimes it's really, really nice, and other times you just kind of get flooded with certain things. The propane guy loves her. This woman has been my family for years. Yes, yes. I do love getting free propane, free propane tanks, because sometimes they are full. Like, if somebody hasn't, like, used their propane or, like, their gas grill in, like, eons, they'll give me the propane tank and it'll be, like, full, and I'm like, ooh, free propane, you know? Save those things. If you have storage space, why not? Yeah, I mean, that's definitely, you know, that's kind of why I have so many propane tanks, because really I only need 3, right? So I need one that's like full, one that's partially full, and one that's empty, right? So then once we get to the point where we have 2 that are empty, then you refill them, and then you've got one that's almost empty and 2 that are full, and then you kind of exchange them that way. That's kind of how I used to do it. But everything else has gotten so much more expensive recently, so I've kind of had to cut back to only replacing 1 propane tank at a time. So I kind of will replace the propane tank when I'm about halfway full with the previous one. So that's kind of how I do it nowadays. But I do have lots of free storage space. I also have 2 sheds. Like, I have a really big, like, 10 by 10 shed, and that's where we put the riding lawnmower. And then I have a smaller plastic shed that we kind of leave some other stuff in. All right, that can actually go down a little bit. We're eating a little bit too much propane now. Alrighty. We are ready to go. Let's go. Do some hammering. I'm going to go over here, because right now I have my switch block in the way. with my microphone. I've got a really thin shirt on underneath of the sweatshirt. It's like not thin enough to be like, you know, partially see-through or anything. It's just a thinner material. All right, so I'm gonna put away my hammer and my swage block. Alrighty. That way I have plenty of space to continue working on the rest of the stuff. I think after our next heat, with the spoon, where we're going to twist it around, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the fork in the forge. That way we can do a little bit of finessing on it. And then once we're done with all of these pieces of silverware, tomorrow I'm going to spend some time out here and I'm going to do some cleanup grinding and sanding. That way we'll have like really nice shiny stainless steel pieces. So yeah, I'm pretty well looking forward to that because I think they'll look really pretty once they're all nice and cleaned up. All right. So let's see. I'm not entirely sure what I was gonna say. I was gonna like recap some of the stuff that we've added to the stream, but I think I've done that a couple times already, and I don't really want to, you know, repeat myself that much. But yeah. I am looking for more project ideas. I have a few more that I'm kind of interested in doing. I'd like to do some handles, like drawer pulls and things like that, kind of for like cabinetry. It would be really nice to create like a handle because I've been, for the past like 5-ish years, I've actually been remodeling my bathroom, and it's kind of been a really, really slow process, but we're kind of finally at that point where we need to put the door back on. So I think that it would be really cool to forge a door handle, because instead of doing a traditional door with like a door knob that you like turn and you can lock and stuff, we are going to do like a barn door type thing. Because this guy is for the master bathroom, so like you can lock the bedroom door, and you won't have to like, if you really want to, you know, like lock the bathroom, you can just lock the bedroom suite door, and then, you know, you'll still have the door on the bathroom, but you won't need to lock it, and kind of because we like the space is really weird, and where the sink goes, if I were to like open a door, it would like run into the sink and you wouldn't be able to get in. So because we kind of moved a little bit of the plumbing around because we had some rotted floorboards and I had to go out and fix them. So yeah. How about sliding doors? Yeah. I am, like I said, I'm kind of like, we're going to do that for our bathroom. I think that I want them to be a little bit lighter than anything that I could do with steel. So I think we're going to do a wood door, and if I could get the hardware or like make the hardware, I think that would be cool. But I really think a forged door would be a bit heavy for that area. But forged doors are so cool. There are so many really great ones out there, really decorated ones, and like swinging gates. A lot of those are really, really cool and done by blacksmiths. I'd love to do that at some point. I think it's a little bit big or for our scope of the stream at the moment, but sometime in the future, I'd totally be down for that. Yeah, rot is never good. The people gate. Yeah, I mean, I think that it would be so cool to do a forged like gate or a door. So when I open up commissions later on, I'm not sure how long it's going to take because I'm still regaining my stamina. But once I get my stamina back up to a point where I feel like I can make commissions again, I would be all. I would absolutely love doing like a door or a gate. That would be so much fun. I used to have like I had somebody who approached me to do a fence, and that sounded like a lot of fun. But that was really close to when I got sick, so I had to decline that one. I was really disappointed. I kind of hung on to it for a little bit as like a cut, or I was kind of still in negotiations. Because I thought when I first got sick, I thought it was going to be like a really long or a little short thing, like a week, and I would be done. I had no idea it was going to take me as long as it has to kind of get back out into the shop. So I'm really looking forward to getting to the point where I can take commissions again. So yeah. Okay. Starting to heat up pretty good. Let's see what we can get done in this heat. Have you seen those twisted metal puzzle games where you have to separate the two pieces? That kind of thing would be really cool. That would be so cool, Ping. I should totally do some of those. We could do like a couple of them because I think a lot of that would be like more bending than forging, I feel like. Because I think that buying the correct size stock for that would be really important so that you wouldn't, or like as you were moving the shapes around, you wouldn't get hung up. So I think maybe that would be more of a bending project than a forging project. So that would be so much fun though. We could probably do several of them. If I went to my steel supply and got a couple lengths, 20, maybe 40 feet, we could do several of them, maybe big ones. We'll see what I can do. But yeah, I will definitely add that to the list. We should add that to the Discord. Let me do that real fast. I will add that to the Discord. While I'm thinking about it. Da, da, da. Project suggestions. Puzzle. Metal puzzles. right, so like that horseshoe puzzle. So you got the two horseshoes that are kind of chained together by 3 chains, and you kind of have to like twist them apart and get the ring off. So that's kind of what makes me think of those. We could definitely do some of those. That'd be a lot of fun. I will have to do some research on that. Another project that we already suggested was door handle. Door and gate. So those are some of the other projects that you guys suggested. Oh, true. Was thinking how cool it would be to have them more rustic blacksmith-like. A people gate. Coat rack. Ooh, coat rack is a great one. Vossen, are you in my Discord? We'll add coat rack. Oh, that doesn't say people. It says poople. Okay. I'm not sure what that would be. I mean, maybe we could do that as a design. Like the poo emoji, and we could do it as the design of a gate. I could totally see it on another like influencer's gate. So we are in the middle of doing an ad. So after the ad, I'm going to twist the spoon, and we'll see if we can't get that straight. No, I said poop. It would be funny to have like, you know, a door and just have like some of the emojis, like from the basic ones for like Facebook and like the Android and iPhone emotes. So we could have like the poo emoji, the poop emoji in the middle of the door. Or we could make that like the door knocker. It'd be like a poop emoji door knocker. What do you guys think? It would be funny. I'd do it for the memes. So I'm really good with sheet metal, right? So when you're working with sheet metal, you can heat it up in a forge and kind of shape it into like whatever sort of shape you'd like. And it kind of creates like a mold almost. So we could totally like see about making a poo emoji like door knocker or something like that. And then make that for the memes. It'd be a really interesting YouTube video. I could do that. What do you guys think? Oh, that's not ice cream? I mean, I think it's supposed to actually be ice cream, but I feel like a lot of people have taken it as a poop emoji. So I think it can be both, but I think it's a generational thing. Some younger people tend to think of it as the poo emoji. But I'm not sure. I mean, maybe we should watch the emoji movie and kind of find out, because that emoji is a character in that movie. So maybe we'll look it up sometime. Okay, our ad is over. So what am I gonna use to twist this with? I think we might use this guy, crescent wrench. Yes, that emoji. What does that emoji say it is? It says it is a poop emoji. See? Yeah. We were right. All right. We aren't going to be too long on the spoon. So I'm gonna do that, and then we're gonna kind of open this guy up a little bit, kind of like that. So I've gotten the twist out of it. I think next we're gonna have to kind of, it's a little bit heavy on the one side than the other. So let me show you that real fast. So we'll go to this guy, this camera. And so as you can kind of see, it's shifted a little bit this way. So if I go like this, yeah, our spoon shifted that way. So we will fix that in our next heat. And then after that, I think I'm actually going to start working on the fork. And I realize now that I forgot to flip my camera's clips, so we will have to do that real fast. Okay, so the white is done, and we'll start on that guy. We didn't lose that much time. Okay. So yeah, there is a couple different emojis that you can use for that. So there are some browser extensions for Twitch that allow more emojis in the channel. And I downloaded those for another streamer's stream, but we could add more emojis, or I guess you can kind of see more emojis, like more global ones, with that extension. So I don't even have enough emojis for my own stuff, but yeah. Yankee Plays is raiding with 6 people. Welcome in, Yankee. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, welcome in. And we have already got a shout out. Awesome. Welcome in. Y'all got the shout out before I was able to get it through. But thank you so much for the raid. Did you guys have fun watching? Did you guys play World of Warcraft Classic again? All right, we're good on that. Hey, hey, welcome, welcome. We're gonna work a little bit further on the handle of this knife real fast. typing in your stream sometimes. It makes me really want to play WoW. So we're kind of spending the day finessing our silverware that we've been using, or we're kind of spending the day finessing the silverware that we've been forging all last week and a little bit of the week before. We kind of missed last Wednesday, so it's taken a little bit longer to complete this project than I originally anticipated. But I don't get to, the weather, I don't get to control it. So, it's kind of, if it's too cold to forge, it's too cold to forge. Will we be doing the 3-prong fork? If you guys want to see the 3-prong fork, we could probably do that Wednesday and Friday if you'd like. But it's kind of going to be more of a, would you rather see a sharp knife or would you rather see a 3-prong fork? Because I kind of feel like I can do one or I could do the other. So yeah, we could totally do those. We could squeeze that right in between today and the paper clip if you'd like to see it. But I think I can only do one or the other. So I can do either a blacksmith knife or I can do a 3-prong fork. Is there one or the other that you're more interested in? Because I would definitely do that one, obviously. So a 3-prong fork is a completely different methodology than the 2-prong fork that we've been working with. Because we kind of are more working with to separate the prongs instead of forging them out. We're kind of cutting them in. So there's a lot more angle grinder work to be done than there is forging work. So what we do is we kind of create a little blank for where those prongs are going to go, and we draw out the handle, and then we use the angle grinder for the rest of it. So that's kind of how that works. And then as far as the knife, it's very similar in process to the knife that we're currently doing, but the blade is a little bit shorter, and the tail on that, or the handle, is kind of much longer. So we kind of do like a curved tail, and to kind of give ourselves like a ghosting or an outline of a larger, sharp knife handle. Fork, but maybe we need a pole. Yeah, why don't we do that? We could do a pole. What do you guys think? Can I make a pole? That is a 60-second ad. No, I don't want to do that. I want to do a pole. New pole. Three prong. Fork or sharp knife for the next. Oops. Next. Tab 3. And we're going to start this poll. Oh, whoops. Oh, I only did like a 1-minute poll. We could do a 10-minute poll. We've got 3 3-prong forks already. Or no, 1 vote there. Let's do a different poll, maybe. That way it'll be a little bit better. That way it's like a 10-minute, or yeah, we could do a 10-minute poll. Once this one's done, we'll do a different one, and we'll do like a 10-minute poll. Because this one was only a minute. It's like the default is a minute. Two votes for 3-prong fork. Okay, let's try this one more time. We'll see if I can't figure this one out a little bit better. New poll. Duration. Let's do this as 10 minutes. And start the poll. Okay, you guys have 10 minutes for this poll. And if you want more than 1 vote, it will cost 50 channel points. That way you can kind of skew it and see, you know, what you would rather do. Okay, so while this poll is going on, we are going to hit up the, we're going to do some more hammering. That one doesn't fun. Okay, so I like the length of the handle on this. I'm really starting to like that. So I really want to start shaping it. I do want it to be a little, or pinch it in a little bit further here. And that is going to lengthen it a little bit further, but I think it'll be okay. And also for the next heat, I've noticed the whole thing is a little bit cockeyed. So if I go to the vertical, you can see the blade is like twisted. So I'm gonna kind of fix that in our next heat. Okay, and then we're gonna play a little bit further with our fork. If I can manage to grab a hold of it. There we go. Much better. Yeah, I'm really starting to like that shape a lot. That way, and then we'll put it in this way. Turn it around though. Okay. Alrighty. How is the pole doing? Looks like we have several votes. Check out the poll above chat. Yes, check out that poll. I need to get more votes. More votes. So what we're doing is the poll is for our next project, which will be Wednesday and Friday streams. We will either do a 3-prong fork to go with our set of silverware that we're currently doing, or we will do a sharp knife. So we're gonna decide, or we've decided to make our 3-piece silverware set into a 4-piece silverware set. So if we do the 3-prong fork, it'll probably be like turning our 2-prong fork into like maybe a salad fork or something. And then we'll have, you know, our 3-prong fork as our dinner fork. So yes, if you guys would like to see a 3-prong fork forged and how that works, vote for that. Or if you'd like to watch me agonize over using grinders and belt sand, or well, I guess I don't have a belt sander that functions right now, but in sanders and like cold tools, you can vote for the sharp knife. You can kind of tell what I would prefer. I kind of would prefer the 3-prong fork because that's a little bit easier on me. But yeah, the choice is yours. So we're getting really, really close to being done with the handles on the knife and the fork. I'm really thrilled about that because, yeah, we'll have a little bit of time that maybe I can do some grinding on them and start cleaning them up a little bit while on stream. And if we are finished, or like if we finish our handles and stuff, I can definitely start like I can start cleaning them up. So that would be, you know, a fun thing to stream. I will, if that's the case, I will bring the anvil camera over to the post vise. That way you guys can see it a little bit better, because I feel like A lot of times when I'm using the post vise, I use the wide camera, and I don't feel like you guys get to see it very well. So if we do the grinding today, I will bring the other camera closer so you guys can see it better. All right, let's do another heat on our knife. I think I'm gonna work this side a little bit. Of course I would drop it, because that's what I do nowadays. I drop things. Okay. Alright, so I think first things first on our next heat, we'll probably twist that, and then we will continue thinning this section area out. But that's what I've said this like a lot so far, so keep repeating myself. See if I can pick up this fork properly. Hopefully I can. All right, let's do this. Our pieces are starting to get thin enough that it's getting much more difficult to hold them with our tongs. But that's all right. It's a worthwhile fight. Okay. And it looks like we're almost done with this guy. So I think we might do a little bit of twisting on these handles. I will use the wrenches to kind of twist these a little bit, and we'll see if we can get these kind of decorated a bit. Hopefully it'll work. If I grab 2 wrenches, maybe it'll work a little better. And I'll move this guy over there. All right. So the 3-prong fork is going to be our winner. Excellent, guys. Thank you for your votes. We're going to do that 3-prong fork. Excellent. Okay. Hello, hello. The Bearded Blacksmith, welcome in. We are kind of finessing some silverware today. I'm working on the handle of a butter knife, and I'm kind of working on a fork a little bit, like the handle of it. I want to do a little bit of decoration at this point. But yeah. Not just a bearded blacksmith, the bearded blacksmith, exactly. Thank you for your comment, Dark Maiden, or Dark-Minded Sith. Yeah. Welcome in and thank you for joining us today. But isn't every blacksmith bearded? I don't know. Every once in a while, I wonder. I don't know. I've got these like little hairs on the bottom of my chin that keep growing, you know? I'm like, maybe it's because I blacksmith, you know? I just can't avoid it. I gotta have a beard because I blacksmith. I have been here before. The artist formerly known as Bearded Gaming Dad. Oh! Welcome, Bearded Gaming Dad. Welcome back. Okay, so our ad has started. And so we are going to wait a little bit further before we do our next heat. Well, every man blacksmith, rather. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll just like have a fake beard, like a big old bushy one. So I have a background in theater. When I was in high school, we used to do a lot of theater, and I used to make these crate hair beards, and they were fake. And sometimes they can look pretty realistic. I think it would be really funny to come out here for the stream in like this fake old beard. I kind of feel like I could only wear it for a little bit though, because the heat from the forge would start melting the bottom of the hairs. So it would not smell very good, and it would be a little bit dangerous, making sure that like it doesn't catch on fire. It's because I'm not used to having a beard. Sometimes I feel like I lean a little bit too far into the forge. Every time I get a haircut, I always make sure they don't give me bangs for just that reason. I'm always afraid I'll like I'll burn them off. I want to see that, Ray with a beard. Yes, that would be funny, wouldn't it? Maybe in April, like for April Fool's Day, I'll come out with a beard. Because every blacksmith needs a beard, at least for a little bit, right? That would be funny. Okay. Now that the ads are done, I'm actually going to flip my cameras real fast because I forgot to do that while the ad was going. I need to actually do that. Hey, it didn't end my clip on my anvil cam before I got there. That's exciting. That's an improvement. Okay. Oh wait, I forgot. We were going to untwist this guy. Our knife is kind of twisted. Got to make sure that we twisted him back. Got to be careful though, because if I twist too hard, it could break. So I want to make sure that we twist just enough that we move the piece without breaking it. So I think I've managed to do that. So we got a little bit of more twisting that I want to do, or that I want to fix, because you can see it's kind of moving that way, but I think we can do that on the anvil with the hammer. I think we'll do that. It always makes me nervous when I'm using the vise to untwist something really thin. I'm always afraid it's gonna crack. And I mean, I know that this is totally like stainless and not, you know, like a hardened steel, like a high carbon steel, but I still get afraid, you know? Okay, so this is our fork, and we are kind of gonna Flying fork. Yes, we have a flying fork today. But yeah, these are my universal tongs, and there's just like little right angles that are kind of grooved in there. But these are so old that they're like really wiggly. And so I'll be holding on to a piece, and then suddenly they'll like wiggle, and then I'll drop it or it'll fling out. And that is an issue that I need to correct. And we'll do that soon. We will do that soon. Got a couple more projects that I'd like to do before we do another set of tongs, though. And I definitely want to make sure that we get the press up and running. And now that we have the funding to do that, it shouldn't be a big deal. We should have it pretty soon. It's kind of like finding the right one at this point. Alrighty. Okay, so, oh, I left it over there, my water. I want to hydrate. It's like 60 degrees in here, which is a stark contrast to Friday when it was like less than 20 degrees. And so, yeah, now I'm a little on the warm side. I'm not hot enough that I want to take my jacket off, but I am just warm enough that I need a little bit more water. There we go. Okay. Looks like my bench vise, or I mean my post vise is a little bit bent right now, or like twisted. So what I have like set up for my post vise is at the bottom of my post vise, there is, or it's just high enough that I have a little block of wood at the bottom of the post vise, and there's a little hole drilled into it, and that way, as I'm hammering down into the post vise, it'll hammer into that piece of wood. But it's a little bit slippery, and so sometimes it kind of slips to one side or the other. And it's done that right now. You know what? My internet's a little bit on the laggy side today, it looks like. It looks like my chat is coming in and out for me. So I hope that the VOD is not too laggy, or like the stream isn't too laggy. You're good. Okay, cool. Yeah, sometimes like when the input is coming back to my computer, it's a little bit on the laggy side, but it seems to prioritize what's going out to what's coming in. So as long as it looks good to you guys, I'm happy. No problems on this side. Excellent. So my chat, like my response time might be a little bit slower today. My internet's been a little bit on the spotty side. It cut out twice while I was like testing the intro and outro screens. So far it seems pretty stable as far as like the output. But yeah, hopefully it stays that way and we can get through the day with no issues, aside from maybe chat being a little laggy on my end. It's probably not the best idea in the world to stream over Wi-Fi, but that's what I've got out here. And it seems to be all right for the most part. Okay. outside edge kind of with that handle flat against the surface. That way I can kind of flatten the whole thing out. You can kind of see it starting to flatten a bit and straighten out pretty well. So if I alternate hitting from this side and this side, it'll start working out for me. It'll correct itself, and then we'll be able to do a little bit with the grinder at the end. But we want to keep it as straight as possible so that we don't have to correct it with that grinder, because that's where we, get divots, and we want a very even blade. So I think that's all right, and we'll continue working on the handle a little bit further from this side. Now we're going to work on our fork, if I can get it out of here. Okay, there we go. Kind of trying to straighten that out a little bit, and then we'll be ready to twist that, I think. And I keep saying another heat, and doing the exact same thing that I said or that I did the previous heat, so. Alrighty. This time. Let's see. We've got everything should be set up for twists, so I should be good to go. Hopefully, I can do them relatively easily. The stainless steel is a little bit harder than mild steel, so it might not twist as much as I want it to with the heat that we've got, or each heat. So it might be a little bit of a slow process, but we'll get it to work. We've got plenty of time. Okay. Let's see. I think I'm going to do one more heat on the knife handle on the anvil. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move our anvil camera over to the vise so that you guys can kind of see what I'm doing over here. So you'll be able to see me like moving the camera over here. And I'll have to kind of finesse it a little bit to see if I can't get a good view for you guys. Dance break, yeah. Oops, wrong thing. Yeah, that's a lot of emotes. Are those? That looks like it is. Is that Johnson's emotes? Yeah, they look like Johnson's emotes. But welcome in, Bluesy. Welcome in. There's the right thing. There's your intro. There is your intro. Welcome in. We are just getting to the point where we're going to do one more heat on our butter knife handle. And then we're going to bring the anvil camera over to the vise and see about doing some twists. So I'll probably bring the anvil camera over to kind of like maybe here. That way I can stand on this side or on this side of the vise, and you still should theoretically be able to see what's happening. So that should work it should work all right. We'll have to like walk around it when we are putting things back in the forge, but I think overall it'll be all right. Hopefully I can make this work. Okay, one more heat on the hand. You can do it. Yes, I can do it. Okay. Twisting these guys. I've got a couple different twists that I've been wanting to try. So we're going to do we're going to try and do a back and forth twist on one of them and just a full regular twist on the other one. We haven't done many twists on this channel yet, so I'm really, looking forward to seeing how that turns out. So I'm going to give you the wide shot camera, and then I'm going to have to turn off the anvil camera so that I can unplug it and move it. Left twist and a right twist with a cocktail, or a cocktail with a twist. I mean, I'm up for a cocktail with a twist. But what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to twist the metal. I'm gonna twist it around so that I kind of have like a twisty straw design, maybe. Okay, so if I bring this guy over here, if I move him there, I should be able to write like that. And then let's see, where can I plug this guy in? Hopefully I can plug him in over here. And he's looking all right. Far enough away from the forge. Alrighty. So let's turn him on. Okay. Let's kind of center it a little bit. Okay. That should be good to go. Let us see. If I do that, what do you guys think of that beat? You think that's good? It looks like, to me, it looks pretty focused. I think I'm pretty happy with that. You can now see the camera in the wide shot, but I think that's going to be all right. Now I got to be a little bit careful here because I've got the camera here. Let me see if I can't put that there. Will you hold that for me? Yes, you can hold that for me. Okay, so I've got these lovely dummy batteries that I can plug the cameras directly into the wall instead of using batteries. And so I just got to make sure that all my cabling is out of the way so that if I accidentally drop my pieces, which often happens on our channel, that I don't set my cabling or like melt it or anything like that. So I gotta make sure that everything is like nice and it's warm, but it's not too bad. Okay, it's pretty cold over by the actual camera itself. I think we are set up primarily for this. So if I stand over here, you guys should be able to see. And if I stand over here, you guys should also be able to see on that camera, but not necessarily on that one. Okay. Let us see if we can do this. Let's try it, guys. What do you think? I've got everything all nice and set up. And we're going to start with our fork if I can get it out. Ow! Okay, well now that I have this nice and like where I need it to be, we should be able to twist it. It's going to take me a few different heats to do this, and we've lost quite a bit of that heat because I wasn't entirely sure how I was going to go about doing this. So we've started that nice twist. We've twisted 90 degrees. I'd like to do a couple twists, maybe 360 degrees at least. Maybe a little bit further than that. We'll see what we can do. There we go. Okay, and let's see about doing our knife now. Let's see if we can't twist that guy. Let's bring him over here like so. Okay. Okay, and this one we're going to go this direction. Oops. Nope. Alright, so we've got about 90 degrees on that guy too. So you can see that twist starting to go. So we're going to keep on keeping on with that twist. We want to hold it from the way back here. And eventually we will end up turning this so that we can twist that very back as well. Okay, so you guys are interested in looking at this. It is very interesting looking, in my opinion. I like it a lot. Okay. I forgot to start recording, so that's always fun. It's alright though. Okay, let's start this again, or let's do another twist on the fork. Oops, I dropped my palms. I'll have to pick those up in a second. like I said, this is going to be a little bit slow going. We'll move on this guy here. We'll keep on keeping on. Whoops, I think I did this wrong. I think it's over here. Okay, that's all we can get for now. But we've got ourselves a really nice, another 90-degree twist, so you can really start seeing that twist starting to form right there. I'm pretty happy with that, even though it's going to take me a little bit of extra time. You can definitely see that guy coming along. Okay, so we are going to keep on keeping on, and it looks like once I've got one done, the next one's ready. So we're just going to keep on going. So here we've got the knife again. Okay, we'll put that there. Bring this up here so that way we're ready to go. And we are good to go. And this is why we wear our leather apron while we're doing this. Forward a little bit. There we go. Okay. Nope. No more movement for the moment. Okay. We're keeping on, keeping on. That one didn't move very far this time. Okay, so I am going to take off my sweatshirt because getting this close to the heat is, oops, I keep getting in front of it, or in front of the camera, but yeah, the heat is starting to get to me because I'm really close. Alright, let's see what we got. Okay. So yeah, so far we made a little bit of progress. It's going to take us a little bit longer to go. It looks like I have an ad starting soon, so we'll take a small break while those are really heating up real nice. And yeah, we can talk about what we're up to. Yeah, or we don't have to talk about that if we don't want to. But yeah, so right now I've got one going right and the other going left. What I'd like to do is kind of on at least one of them, if I can manage it, I'd like to do a back and forth twist. And what that is you go 180 degrees, so a full twist, so the top becomes the bottom and the bottom becomes the top. And then what you do is you quench off where you have gotten where the twist ends, and then you twist the opposite direction. So it kind of creates like a wavy shape with the twists. And that's kind of what I'm, looking to do with this project right now, or at least one of them. The other will probably be just a straight twist. Hopefully I can do the back and forth twist. This is much more difficult to twist the stainless steel than it is to twist the mild steel that I'm normally twisting. So it's a little bit of extra effort. So I'm getting a little bit more tired than I would because it's just like a lot of strength that I'm using. So yeah, we are trying to get out of the ads. And then we will continue working. Whoa. I gotta be careful because I have use a bigger cheater bar. Yes, definitely. What I really need to do, what most blacksmiths do, is they take a pipe wrench. You know, one of the really big ones that have like the jaws that are this direction, and they got like the bar goes this way, or like the handle goes this way, and then the jaws are this direction. And they'll weld another like bar onto the top of it. So it's still adjustable, but you've got lots and lots of leverage. I had one, but lost it. And I had meant to go out and make a new one, or like buy a wrench to make a new one. And it slipped my mind today. Because I was doing a little bit more of the technology stuff, like editing and stuff. I really needed to do that, though. It would have made it a lot easier. I use them on my tractors. Yeah. They work really, really well, especially for blacksmithing. But like I said, I lost the one I had, and yeah. So we're making do with what we've got. Okay. I'm gonna move this stuff over here. And the spoon is nice and taken care of. I like him a lot. We've got a different design on him. We're kind of gonna do like a taper in and then out again kind of thing with this guy. So each of our handles are gonna be a little bit different. At least that's the goal. Try tightening your steering without one. Oh, I can't imagine doing that. I definitely cannot imagine doing that. Like lug nuts and stuff. I have those huge ones for the lug nuts so that I have like a lot of leverage to kind of twist that in. Like when I'm doing changing tires and stuff like that. I've never had to tighten a steering wheel though, because I mean, I don't have a tractor. Like the only steering wheels I get to use are like cars and trucks. And since I'm not a mechanic, it's not really something that I have to deal with. All right, let's start again and we'll see what we can get done this time. Okay. We've got a little bit of extra heat on the knife, so we're going to start with that guy first. Alright, we've got nice amounts of heat. We're getting some good twists. I think this is the one that I'm going to do the back and forth twist on. So I've gotten a full 180 degree twist on here. So our next heat, our next time around, what we're going to do is we're going to try and twist this back. So this end is going to be a little bit tricky to do, but yeah, I think it'll look pretty nice. We'll see what we can do. Am I tightening this? I am tightening this. I don't know why. Okay. All right, here we go with our fork. I want that real nice and tight. Back a little bit. Oops. Alrighty. So our next heat, ooh, this one's really nice and tight. We'll keep on going our next heat. We will definitely need to straighten this guy out because it's starting to bend in all kinds of different ways. So we've got it's kind of, you can kind of see it like bending forward a little bit. And that's because of like the uneven pressure that I'm getting on those bending bars. So we will definitely go back to the anvil and kind of straighten those out as we go. But I'm really liking that twist. I think it looks really nice. You can kind of see it dipping in with these like corners sticking out really nice. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that for the moment. I think it's going to look really nice. Let's work on the knife again. So I need to quench this off up to where that turn is. That way that does not move on us while we are going the opposite direction. So you can see the black metal that I have going there. That is because I quenched it off. So now we want to make this a little bit tighter. Let's see if we can. Okay, it's too tight, and I've made this a little bit weird. So we go back the same direction that we came. So yeah, we want to twist this back the other direction, and we'll get that swoop in there. We can start to see it kind of forming a little bit. I did get a tiny bit of movement, and if I show it to you like so, you can kind of see that little like wave starting to form, and we'll get that with this end. We'll get that nice twist one time. Yeah. Keep on going with this fork. So one way to kind of straighten this guy out is kind of using the vise itself to kind of straighten it out a bit. So we're kind of pushing that fork over a little bit, kind of straightening it out. A lot of heat doing this, so we'll see what we can get. Yeah, we've got too much. We've lost too much heat, unfortunately. So I will do the fork one more time, and we'll come back to this guy. But it's not ready yet, so I will go back to the wide camera. Lug nuts, that's why I use a jack, not the wheel, the steering column. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Welcome in, Jack Frost. We are doing some twisting on the handles of our silverware. I was not on top of it today, so I did not make a new bending bar, or like a, I guess, twist bar. So I have like just 2 regular, wrenches, like adjustable wrenches, and I'm trying to twist with that. So it's a little bit more challenging, I'm sure you can imagine. But we're making it work. I think we're making it work. But yeah, welcome in, welcome in. I'm really happy to have you all here watching. Let's see. I'm a little bit thirsty, so let me grab a drink real fast. Let me see if I can't find a way through this without obstructing all of the cabling and whatnot. We went from below 20 degrees Fahrenheit to well above 60. So we're probably in this area right here. We're probably up to the 80s, mid to high 80s in this particular room. So I've got the outdoor, or like the door that I usually crack open for ventilation. With the fan, I have it wide open so that any like cross draft will come right in here. I also have a giant industrial fan that we can turn on. It's right behind the camera. So in the summer, when it starts getting real hot, we'll turn that guy on. Hums the Mission Impossible tune. Exactly. That's how this works. I've kind of created a tangle of webs, or like the lasers. I need to like do the matrix bends and stuff to get through here. But we're working it. We're working the issue. Okay. I think we've got pretty good heat on our pieces, and we can go back to twisting. But I think I'm going to adjust these a little bit smaller for the moment. We can always open them as we go. They're starting to get a little bit warm, but they're not too bad so far. You can kind of see that there's a little bit of discoloration there from that heat. But it's all right. They're not going to detemper. There is a school bus out there. Interesting. I didn't know there was a school bus that stopped out there. Oh, that's why there's a big traffic jam. So I live on a relatively busy road out there, and every once in a while somebody will like turn into their driveway, and the traffic will back up a little bit. Okay. Let's see about this. See what we can do. Do we want to start with the fork or the knife? We're going to start with the knife. This is the one that I need to quench off. So we're doing that back and forth twist. Alright, we're starting to get it. We got about a 90-degree twist right now. So we're getting there, and you definitely see that nice swoop that we got going on. So the next heat, we're going to try and go a little bit further, but I can't go too much further because, so yeah, we're just going to do that 180-degree twist. Right now we got that 90. But because we're so close to that end, it's going to be a little bit on the challenging side to get that last 90 degrees. So we're almost done with that. And I'm pretty happy with it. But we've got to have, you know, a grip on the very end of it. So, and that was probably a very confusing explanation. But yeah, if you can see that, you kind of got that nice back and forth twist. There's like a little wave that's kind of forming in the center of that handle. I'm really liking that. We'll have to straighten that up on our next heat. And then we've got our fork here next. And there is that. Gotta open these guys up just a hair. Alrighty, we're getting there. We're getting there. So this side here is tighter than this back here, and I would very much like to tighten this area up a little bit further. So I think for our next heat, we're actually going to quench off the fork section so that this doesn't twist any further, and we can twist this guy a little bit tighter. We've got that nice lefty twist. I think it's a lefty twist. Maybe? I was never very good with righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. And we'll let these guys soak in there for just a few more minutes. But yeah. Welcome in, Dirty Smith. So we are doing some twists on the handle of our silverware that we've made the last couple weeks. So we're kind of decorating the handles. We're doing 3 different designs. We have our spoon is already complete. And that's kind of a taper in, taper out. So we've got that nice and taken care of. We do need to do a lot of cleanup work on this guy, but I'm pretty happy with the shape that it came out, even with the small errors that I made while we made these. So now we're doing some twisting. For our fork, we're doing a full twist, and for our knife, we're doing a back and forth twist. So we are almost done with our back and forth twist, and we're getting there with our fork. So I'm pretty thrilled. And we should be able to get some good twists in there today. We'll probably do a little bit of, maybe a little bit of cleanup today. It kind of depends on like what time we're finished with our twists. So yeah. I'm pretty excited. It's been a long time since I've done a twist. When I first started, or back in the shop in November, I was pretty sure that I didn't have the strength and stamina to do twists, and I seem to be doing pretty dang well. I'm pretty thrilled by that. So let's see. Do I have any wood? I don't think I actually have any wood, so we might have to do a little bit of straightening work with the rawhide mallet, because I don't have a wooden, it'll have to be on the anvil with a rawhide mallet. Normally, when I've done this in the past, I also have a stump, like a wooden stump, and the wood and the rawhide mallet will straighten the twists out without dulling out the sharpness of the corners on those twists. So we might get a little bit of dulling from the anvil face, but I think that we should be pretty decent as long as I'm using the rawhide hammer. Sing, come let's twist again like we did last summer. Yeah, let's twist again like we did last year. Yep. Can you squish the twist in the vise to straighten it? I can twist or squish the twist in the vise to straighten it a bit, but there's a little. Yeah, I mean, I definitely can, but I'm still a little bit worried that I'll flatten out those like curves a bit. So we'll probably do a little bit on the vise and a little bit on the anvil face, because that's probably going to be my best bet. I have wood under my anvil. I do have wood under my anvil. Unfortunately, it's not quite enough like area. So yeah, while it is there, it's going to be probably a little bit easier to use the post vise and the anvil. Yep. Do we have enough heat yet? Yes, we do. We can totally continue. All right. Let's grab that. Let's see about this full twist. Okay, we're gonna start with our fork this time. We're gonna quench off the twists that are a little bit on the tight side. That way we can tighten up the other, or like the twists that we're starting to form now. And I've lost all my heat, unfortunately. Alright, it's going, it's just slow. There we go. Alrighty. It has affixed itself to my I know you can get off of here. You can kind of watch me struggle with this a little bit. Ugh. Come on, there you go. It is now off of there. All right. So I think that's about as good as we're going to get for the moment. I am wishing that I had gotten. Okay, so we've got really good twists closer to the fork itself, and we've got a really good twist here and towards the back. We have like one twist here that's a little bit looser than the rest, and I really wish that I could get that to a little bit tighter. So I'm going to heat that back up, and we're going to see what we can get there. To the back and forth, but first I'm gonna try and close my stuff so that I have a little bit of extra heat to work with. Quenching off the other end so that we don't accidentally untwist our backwards twist. And then alrighty. We've got ourselves a nice 180 twist here and a nice 180 twist over here. So I'm actually pretty excited about that. It looks like we're going to need a little bit of cleanup work because the corners have broken a little bit right here where the bending bar, or where the wrenches slipped, but I think that we'll be able to clean it up pretty well. So we've got that nice wave shape in there, and I'm pretty happy with that. This guy is relatively straight, so I'm pretty okay, but we're gonna probably try and straighten him out a little bit further in the vise. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna flip him over. And heat up this end, and then we'll straighten it out in this vise. And then we'll be done with this guy. Squish, squish, yeah. I try. It's been a while since I've done anything like really, really strength intensive without getting incredibly tired. So I'm actually pretty proud of myself. I've made quite a bit of progress regaining stamina, so this is exciting. And it looks like we have streamed for about 2.5 hours, so I'm going to finish out these handles, these twists, and then we'll probably raid off, because I do have a couple things I gotta get done pretty quick, within the next like 45 minutes to an hour. So, and it takes me a few minutes to like clean up out here. So yeah, we will definitely finish these twists, and then on Wednesday and Friday, we will be back, and we will be working on a 3-prong or fork, and that's going to be a little bit more angle grinder intensive, but we'll be okay. We'll do it. Okay. Do we have enough heat? We do on our fork. We definitely do. Let's finish off this twist. If I can get it out of the forge, that is. There we go, that's better. Alright, so I don't think it's going to want to go. It's getting a little, I need to quench both sides, this side and this side, and it's going to be really challenging. Let's see if I can get that maybe. If I do, alright. Okay. So I'm going to heat this guy back up, and our next heat, what's going to happen is we're going to quench off this section, and then I'll try and flip it over and quench off this other end, so that way we can get a quarter twist right there in the center. It may or may not work. Maybe if I put it in this direction, it might work. Like that, hopefully. I am far too rusty for this. Okay, let us straighten this guy out a bit. Squish that direction. And we will squish this direction. And from there, we've got a little bit of extra curve in this direction and this direction. So I am going to put this back to heat it, and we're going to go back to the anvil and use the rawhide to finish out that, or straightening that. But we are going to finish that forks twist first. Yeah, I am actually a relatively new smith on Twitch. Welcome in, Swiss Forge. Yeah, so I have only actually been forging on Twitch for about 2.5 months. I started in mid-November, and we did all of December, all of January, and we're most of the way through February, so maybe it's 3.5 months. But welcome in. I'm kind of rusty. I took prior to coming back and starting to forge on Twitch, on Twitch, I had been on a hiatus for several years because I had gotten sick. So I am back in the forge and developing the stamina I need to get back out here and take commission work and just have fun out here. So Bluesy knows Swiss Forges, or Swiss Forge. That's awesome. It is great that community is coming together across multiple streamers. I love to see that happen. I am in the central US. You can probably tell I'm from the shirt that I'm wearing. I'm from the greater St. Louis area. So I am somewhere between Missouri between Missouri and Illinois in the greater St. Louis area. I don't really want to get too much more specific than that because I don't really want to dox myself. But yeah, so I'm around, and it's a pretty big city. So yeah. It's a small smithing world. It is. Well, the arts and crafts community is not that large on Twitch. It really isn't. I was actually really, really surprised with how much, because when I first came here, I was like, it's a really small category, both the maker and crafting category, as well as the art category. And people keep coming, and I am just always surprised by how big the community is starting to get. So I am so grateful that you guys are all here and paying attention and creating community. God knows we desperately need community here in the maker and crafting space community. I'm Swiss, so rough area of the US would be everything. I can make sense of either way. Haven't ever been over the pond. Oh, that makes sense. The United States is absolutely disgustingly large. You can fit the entirety of the continent of Europe within the United States. So it is pretty darn big. But yeah, I live somewhere semi in the Midwest is what they call it. But yeah. All right. Let's see. Can I get that fork to do what I want it to do? I don't know. Let's try it. Let's try it one more time. If I can't get this stupid fork to tighten the one twist that I want it to do, we'll probably just make do with what we've got. Because I definitely need to straighten it out because it's gotten really, really ugly twisty. So this time, what we're going to do is we're going to got here. Is it gonna work? Is it gonna work? Probably not, because I have waited too long. Nope, it's not gonna work. Even if I had extra leverage, it wouldn't work on me. All right, well. Nope. It's almost where I want it to be, so I guess I should just be happy. Alright, let's see about straightening this guy out a bit. Okay, and we will flip this guy around and kind of straighten out this extra bit here. And then we will be done with that guy. So what I'm going to do is, once I stick this guy back in here, I'm actually going to bring our anvil cam back to the anvil. Okay. It's funny how that seems incorrect, and then you remember that our usual map projections are enlarged everything that is far from the equator quite a bit. It does. It's really strange the way they've kind of twisted the map around. Okay. Now I can unplug this guy because I turned it off. Then I will unplug this guy from the wall. And we'll grab him. And bring him back home, where he normally lives. Back into the wall. Check the light, we're good to go. And back on. Now I just gotta focus it. There we go. And we are back in business. Back in business. I'm going to put this guy away because we're going to be doing a lot of our straightening with the rawhide mallet. This guy is a rawhide mallet. It's made of rawhide, the same material that you use for like dog chews and stuff. The reason we like to use it is because it does not mar our material. So as hard as, or I can hammer as hard as I want, and I will never like mar our material or like create holes or anything like that. The shape will, or it will maintain the shape that I want. It is impressive how correct Mercator was with his maps. It was. Yes, this is a mallet. So it's, like I said, it's a rawhide. And you can see it's kind of been well loved. It's got that mushrooming out on it. It smells like burning hair when you use it. So it's kind of one of those things where you use it relatively sparingly. Whenever you can avoid using it, you do. Okay. So let's see about straightening out the fork. The last bit of this fork on the vise. And then from there, we will work on the anvil. Straight. Okay, so then we come over here to the anvil. Delicious. Like I said, it smells like hair and nails. If you set them on fire, that's the exact same smell. You can kind of see some of the smoke coming off of it as I hammer. And it kind of also lingers a bit. Okay. Making sure everything's nice and straight, so we're gonna like look down the material. Darn straight. So I'm pretty happy with this guy. I really like the twist that we've gotten. It's got that back and forth wave through there. So I think this guy is ready for grinding and cleaning him up. And so I'm going to put him over with our spoon. And now we're going to work with our fork a little bit. Work a little bit on the tines. And I'm pretty thrilled with that. I think that looks pretty nice. And then, so it looks like the tines have twisted a little bit and they're a little wonky. So I'm going to take a piece of angle iron and attach it to our vise, and then we'll straighten that out, and this one will be done too. So if you scalp a hillbilly, you can make a rawhide mallet. I mean, probably. I mean, I definitely do not condone scalping anyone, you know, or violence of any kind against your fellow man. But I mean, maybe. All right, so like I said, we are going to grab a piece of like a tool that we can kind of straighten out those tongs with. So this guy is a nice tool that I use on occasion. It's a hold for a stake that I use. And by steak, I don't mean like meat steak. I mean steak as in it is well, it's kind of in the shape of like a vampire steak, only it's metal. It's a like a metal, like long spike that I can kind of use to shape metal with, if that makes sense. And this tool holds it in place, so it actually makes a pretty good anvil for a little bit of moving of metal on occasion. Out of all that, hillbilly was the word. Oh yeah, hillbilly would have been like or can be considered a derogatory term, I think, or it has been in the past. So it's probably, yeah. Keep rolling, rolling. Yep. It's kind of like an older term. Like nowadays, we kind of, it's not something that we normally just use. So I kind of feel like it's just been fallen out of parlance as far as like derogatory or otherwise, if that makes sense. So yeah, I don't think that's delete your post worthy. Okay. Let's see about straightening out these tines, the fork tines. Let me see if I can't hold this piece. And we're gonna go over here. They're a little bit too... There we go. I think that's a lot better. Okay. So, if we come over here like so. We'll allow that one. Okay. Okay. So, we have our fork tines and they look pretty darn straight. So this guy needs a lot of cleanup work as well. We'll kind of fix that little twist that's going on with that tong, and it's also a little bit like longer than this other tine. So we'll cut that off and kind of fix that a little bit, make them a little bit more pointy and symmetrical using the grinder. So I will start working on that tomorrow, and then once that's done, I will be able to show these to you, and we'll have our full set. So that is our fork. This guy is our spoon. He's got that nice taper in, taper out going on. We've got our full twist on our fork, and here is our knife with our back and forth twist. So these guys are actually looking pretty nice. I'm pretty excited. It's a pretty decent looking set. Like I said, they definitely need a bit of cleanup work on them. But overall, I'm pretty happy with them. So let me see if I can tilt them up so you can kind of see them. Here, I'll do it one at a time. So this guy is our fork. This guy is our nut or our spoon. And this guy is our knife. So very, very exciting. And we are pretty much done with the forging part of this project. So yeah, thank you all for joining me today. I think we are going to raid off now. If you've got, yeah, great set for eating lunch at the shop. If you've got any requests for who to raid, let me know. Otherwise, I will show you my new outro. Thank you for joining me. All right. So there's that. Let's see if I can manage to do this properly. Maybe I can't. It doesn't seem to be working. It was working earlier. It does not want to work. Transitions. Oh, there it goes. And thank you guys for watching. Oops. Let's go here. Okay. I don't know if you guys can still hear me. I think that camera 1 is still technically a source, so I think you guys can still hear me. Let's see. Who are we gonna raid today? You are be right back. Let's raid Johnson. We really like Johnson. Alrighty. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, thanks for the compliment on the outro. We worked pretty hard on that. I'm not amazingly good at editing, but yeah. Thank you all for joining me today. And we are going to raid Johnson. He is making a knife. Awesome.